Sometime issue comes to that is so my mind is distracted. Very good. My mind is wandering somewhere, but why? I'm searching real self inside. The mind should go there. You are driving a car and you start driving on a street in the direction of the east when you have to go to the west. Why? So when we intellectually understand, then the journey of the Eastern wisdom has some meaning at all. There are two parts of it. Where is the two parts? I experience the blueness of the sky. That is my experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if it is equally proved by the logic, cause and effect relationship, then my experience of blueness of the sky is right. Otherwise, it is false. So we use the word, we say yukti anubhuti. Yukti anubhuti. And I'm adding another word, bhakti, means the emotional. My emotional, my emotion should also be completely follows the logic. I should not get emotional about, oh, how beautiful the blue color. No, how beautiful that girl is. Now I'm caught in a trap. That is a candy given to me by the world outside. And I'm lost in the candy and I got a problem. That if I understand yukti and anubhuti, adding another word, bhakti, you are a great seeker. You are a great seeker. Otherwise, you have to self check all the time. Oh, you said I'm crazy. How dare you say, no, hold on, hold on. What action that I did, how I spoke. Oh, I spoke with some race that that created a remark from the other person to me. But if I'm speaking softly, then, oh, he should not have made the remark. I get emotional. I get sentimental. That is known as modern psychology, sentimental. But why? Because I'm seeking happiness candy outside. That pleasure I'm saying. And that is why my mind has been thinking a lot all the day from morning until evening and also during meditation. So I have not to give domination of my experience. Oh, normally people, oh, it's my experience. Your experience may be wrong. Normally, 90% of our experiences are wrong because it pertains to searching candy outside. And then I believe in my experience. How come? That's why you are crazy. You are a non seeker. That needs to be properly understood. Now, see the journey of these candies, and that is why our mind continues to wander. So, I have to, what we are learning today is that there are two wings of awakening. Two wings of a bird, because if the bird has one wing, it will not happen. Nothing can happen. If the first wing of awakening is to keep my mind focused on the real self of the nature of happiness. What is the second wing? Second wing is the wisdom. If the wisdom is not there, you are searching only happiness within, the mind will plant happiness from outside. And that is why your mind is wandering. So, knowledge is very important. So, now see that how many candies we have in such a small incident or event. And one event that I created just to help you in the form of a metaphor. A guy with his wife. My wife is always committed to do what husband wants. So wife was always committed. So the husband told his wife that I always want a coffee in the morning around 6 a.m. So you wake me up even if I'm asleep, and you have to give me so that my brain starts working and I will succeed in the business. Because wife is searching the happiness in the candy of lot of money will come by waking him at 6 a.m. You see, the candies is always there outside. I'm looking for candies. So because wife did not learn the Eastern wisdom, so he finds it's good. Why should I not do it? Let me do it. I'm taking care of the home. Anyhow, now look for the candies. One day he was dreaming, the husband was dreaming that he is flying with the Bill Gates pleasure number, candy number one. Flying with the Bill Gates, flying with. If you put me, I don't have any effect. Very good. I will learn from him. That is only. So Bill Gates was offering him a lot of money to start a business. Candy number two. That the mind has to run outside. Understanding it clearly, he was dreaming. Now it is going to be 6 a.m. So what his wife has to do is the wife has to wake him up. Come on, honey, I have prepared a wonderful coffee for you. He woke up and became angry. Because you created a hurdle in my candy. I can tell you, my friend, this happens every day in everyone's life. I have to recognize, I have to live in awareness. So anyhow, he became angry over his wife, not to get the candy. He said, my project, has been destroyed by my wife because those candies were lost in the dream. He became angry and said to his wife, I was finalizing the deal with the Bill Gates and you woke me up. What a crazy wife you are. Wife says, no, you told me, I always enjoy offering you a cup of coffee. So my candy is the more wealth, that you will have more wealth. That is why I woke you up. Why? Because the wife could not see that he is dreaming. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but you may dreaming about the Krishna.
Yes,
Have pleasure with Krishna in your.
that too. Dream is dream, simply. Dream is dream. That is why I have yet to complete the story. So he said, I have taken a coffee now. Husband said, wife to the wife, don't disturb me for 2 hours. Why? So he said, I will try to reenact the same dream again so that the Bill Gates could offer me the money to run a business. This is what happens every day in our life. That's a real life story. And that is why this mind continues to wander. I have nothing to do. The moment the mind looks for the candy outside, finished. Mind, relax. I'm not going with you. Who says? Intellect. Knowledge. Knowledge says no. Now, Eastern wisdom gives this state of the mind many names: impurities of the mind, impulsive mind, mental immaturity. Mind has become the worst master in your life. Well, you're running after the dream. You cannot reenact the same dream again. with the same intensity. So, mentally immature, instinctive mind, impulsive mind, habitual mind, impure mind, there is no control of the knowledge coming from the intellect. So you define, this is my experience is real with the Bill Gates. You didn't apply the knowledge. You are going towards your experience, and that is causing the problem. That happens in everyday life, in relationship, in business, in talking to your son or the daughter or wife, whatever it is. You can give hundreds of examples. Every day we live searching for the candies, but problem is those candies do not exist. The problem is this: who will recognize my emotions? No, my intellect. How? By the process of understanding that I take reference of the principle of Eastern wisdom. With that, I compare, I analyze my experience, and I realize, the dream experience. Any event, I may be a billionaire or trillionaire in the dream, it does not make any sense. And that is the reason the satsang. That is why the master says, every master, the Eastern wisdom says satsang is required. So I'm just creating these metaphors so that it hits your mind. And from today, your mind is seeking happiness, you're upset. You are upset, you are seeking candy. You are very happy with something that happened outside, it is because of candy. So no, candy one, candy two. Because someone obstructed to have the candy two, I am angry. I have to recognize this, otherwise, the two wings of the awakening will not properly be developed in the mind, and that will cause a lot of challenges. And then what happens? It may be possible after a few years we can sit in meditation for 3 hours, but there is no change. Then we complain. So it means one wing is handicapped, is disabled, is not used. The other wing is extremely used, my experiences. Now see the other side of the coin. I overuse my intellect, knowledge is dry. Knowledge is dry. There is no emotional content. That is why we have a bhakti. So what happens? Every year, I would say for the last 5 or 10 years, or in 10 years, I looked at the data of the MIT and Harvard University. Many younger ones have committed suicide. That dryness does not give me that experience, dryness of the intellect. Two wings, happiness and wisdom, happiness and the knowledge. Like a bird needs both the wings to fly, we need both happiness and wisdom to soar in life from the beginning. Because if I do not start the journey as a seeker with understanding, I cannot move to the higher state of the consciousness because I'm still looking for candies outside. So I have to balance over extremes. Happiness without wisdom becomes shallow, dependent on external circumstances. And external circumstances says, honey, you cheated me, hence I'm done with you. For example, We need a synergetic transformation. Why? So that this mind remains in the state of calmness and the joy all the time. A seeker is always full of the joy. He says, now I have to realize the real self in this life. I have a commitment, and my master told me that the real self is of the nature of peace and happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. Then why should I get upset? Ultimately, my goal is this. Like I have a goal of $10 billion. 1 billion has already come. Why? Because I feel now calm. So I will get. So the people are looking for this candy outside, but we know even if we have 20 billion, it does not make anyone happy. That is the challenge we have to recognize. That is the challenge we have to accept. And that is the challenge we have to overcome in becoming a higher level of a seeker. We are still, there is another challenges of the people of your age. You belong to Gen X. You are 45, 46?
I'm 47.
Oh, 47. Oh, Gen X. So that is known as Generation X. During this period, what happens? We have responsibilities towards our parents, we have responsibilities towards our children, we have responsibilities towards our profession and business, and as if we are sandwich, we are a sandwich generation. Then I have to solve this. Why my daughter is not listening to me? Hell with it, not listening. Better it is not listening. Live your life. But at the same time, we have to apply the wisdom. And you already know, I have already told you the story. She was asking me, when you are coming now, your eyes are done. I said, no, I will come. I'll spend a couple of weeks. Let me see when I should come. So it's a midpoint tension in our life that also prevents me to become a seeker. So, so I have to put all this into order, not through my experience, but by knowledge. Apply the knowledge. What is the age of my daughter? These changes have come. I have to say this, and I have to do rehearse in your mind and say to it, finish. Say to your wife and say done. Say to your mom, done, finished. Now I have enough time. My mind is free. Otherwise, the mental immaturity will continue in this age, and we will not be able to discover our real self. It is like a midlife crisis. Midlife crisis. That is how many psychologists understand, confronting questions about lot of problems in the challenge. We can get rid of those challenges by applying this this wisdom knowledge. What I have to do now, at the age of 47 or until 50, I have seen lot of pleasures, all kinds of pleasures. All those pleasures have been repeated. I've been using these candies n number of times, and still I feel hungry of seeking those candies. Tell your mind, hold on, contemplate and reflect. How many times you have eaten this food? How many times you have done this? How many times, with what is the result? You are still seeking. So repeat seeking means greed. So greed overpowers my mental ability, or I would say the greed overpowers the intellect, because I start moving emotionally towards my repeat experiences. It will not work. That's why we have mind is distracted, and that is why we have lot of challenges. That is why we have lot of challenges. Happiness is a flowing water, or emotion is just a flow of water. It is like a wave, energetic and life giving. Wisdom, knowledge is the river bank. I, I stop, I wait, I recognize, and I realize, then I respond. Then I think, speak, and act. So the moment you stop, think, and act, not only pertaining to every thought that disturbs you, that constantly hammers your mind, whether in relationship with a daughter or mom or business or any profession, just allow the mind to be free by river bank. And that, the flowing water is just an emotion. I have an experience. I have a bad experience about my daughter or honey or mom. Tell your mind how long you are going to do this. You have done many a times. Enough is enough. Why don't you keep your mind shut? Why don't you allow your mind not to think about it and pay more attention to the journey of the self discovery? You see the sunlight is a constant flow of the sunlight. It is like what we say the emotion or happiness. But the wisdom is like a skilled gardener who knows what to plant and when to prune. The sunlight is falling on the field, on the backyard, on your patio where you are growing your plant. The wisdom, knowledge is a skilled gardener. I have to question. What is the skill? I have to question everything. Why mind? Why you have these thoughts? Why you have these thoughts? You keep on thinking. So it is good idea every day at least we should contemplate and reflect. The more you contemplate and reflect, the mind is going to change its habit. Now see, emotion or a happiness without wisdom. What is the result? And wisdom without happiness is what the result. Wisdom without happiness, I have already explained. The people get more frustrated and they commit suicide. And happiness without the wisdom, I become more impulsive. I want this. That is my experience. Why you disturb me? So if happiness without wisdom, arrogance comes, reaction comes, anger, agitation enters in our life. Don't do that. Don't disturb me, I'm meditating. What the other guy has to do with your meditation? You should be able to meditate anywhere and any time. No one is entering into your head, but you allow the other person to enter into your head by attracting a situation outside. Huh? Someone is walking and you say, no, look, I told him not to walk into my room and he is walking into the room, I'm meditating. It is the lack of wisdom. Majority of people do it. Absolute meditation. I don't allow any situation. I'm not looking for any candy outside, so where is the problem? You jump, or at least you should not touch my body, that much is okay. But after that, I'm free. I have a freedom to take my mind anywhere I like. So that too, once you become aware, that will also break the your experience that someone is disturbing you. There is no one to disturb. But yes, it is fair enough that you tell, I'm going for a meditation, so at least for 1.5 hours, I'm not going to talk, and that's okay. We are talking of the two wings. Understand it clearly. You have to listen to it again, and then you see that how to apply that. Happiness without wisdom. Happiness without wisdom. You maintain the surface level of social connections that provide momentary pleasure but little depth. Happiness without wisdom. Okay, let us have a drink, let us eat the food, and let us go there. It's all surface. And after a few hours, everything is finished, and then your mind returns to the same stuff of seeking the candies. So, the happiness without wisdom, without knowledge, without understanding, any happiness, any experience of happiness without knowledge remains only for some time. It doesn't remain forever. We are searching that happiness which should remain forever. And just do the reverse, wisdom without happiness. I understand the relationship clearly. Have wisdom. I applied the wisdom. I clearly understand. This is the problem, this is his attitude, this is her attitude, and this is the way I should work. But I guard myself. How I guard myself emotionally? One thing is sure, that you are crazy, even though I have understood the problem. So when I have understood that you are crazy, why should I stick to that idea? You are crazy, let me endure it. I should not be crazy. Finished. That will help you to take over the mind. Otherwise, the mind will continue to be distracted. Mind is then wandering continuously. And I understand, but that is why I don't want to talk to that guy forever in my life. Yes, really? The next day he dies. Don't talk. We don't know. We don't know what is going to happen next moment. So, happiness without wisdom also means those people who are overusing their phone on social media or the internet. Happiness without wisdom. Happiness without wisdom. Horror film, romantic film. Did I tell you this? 67 years old women started watching the romantic movie for a week. She has been my student. And then she had a relationship with someone and she broke that relationship. Then she told me the entire story. I said, you should have told me the story in the very beginning. That I'm watching the romantic movie, I should have explained it. So you see, and wisdom without happiness will make you very dry and frustrated. Continuously, you are saying that I don't have an experience, any experience, I'm living alone. In this age, generally it happens. So that's why I'm just picking up. We have to, we have to understand.
But bhakti without wisdom, it's also can be, no?
Now, what did you say?
What about bhakti?
Bhakti, yes. Bhakti without wisdom frustrates you, fails you. Wisdom has to be there. If the wisdom is not there, what is the wisdom? My master is known as Guru, Guru simply means moving from ignorance to wisdom. Then I'm not looking into his eyes or face or his body. My mind is internalized. Now I say, yes, I love my Guru, so that image is present. I am asking the mind to get attached to the Guru, name in the form, but behind that, the knowledge is working. That will liberate me. But if I say, oh, there's name in the form, what he said, oh, this is what he said, what other masters are saying, all the crazy stuff, what my master is saying, all the good stuff. Every master has to say the same thing. They are teaching the same Eastern wisdom. We are not comparing the physics class with the self discovery class. So I have to find out why this master says this. Oh, he says the same thing in a different way. That yes, bhakti is a recognition. Understand, bhakti, a mind, a state of the mind that recognizes that my mind and intellect is limited. It cannot touch the existence, hence I surrender to you. Surrender means that I'm now open to you. You reveal that knowledge. Why? Because then I get rid of my ego, I-ness. That is bhakti. But normally we say, oh, just touch the feet and say namaste, it will become bhakti. No, it will never become bhakti.
I have a friend who is belongs to the Krishna consciousness organization,
It's gone, yes.
and yeah, and they very aggressive to other people who is not belongs to Krishna consciousness,
You
to
see?
Christian or to Shivaite and this.
So they are very aggressive,
Yeah.
means absence of wisdom. So when they are very, when they, you meet them, okay, yes, I will go with you. But one thing, you teach me only bhakti, don't ask me anything. The moment you go to them, the majority who are practicing the bhakti at the surface level, they are they learnt only the first surface level. What they will do, oh, they will say, no, do you have Gita? You don't have Gita. How can you change yourself? So buy Gita. Then they will give you the buy another book. Then they will ask you the ISKCON, donate for the ISKCON. And gradually they will pick you up, reach that now you have to wear the orange colored clothes. Now Krishna is favoring you, but I'm in stress. Krishna is not favoring me because of me, not because of Krishna. Many people here also they do the same. Oh, you are Hindu, yes. Do you know Krishna? I say I happen to know him. Oh, you know it. Do you know Gita? I said, you tell me if I don't know. And also tell me why should I know? To enter into the Krishna consciousness, did you? Did you enter? No, we don't question. That causes lot of challenges in our life. So our life is going to change with these two wings. And I simplified it in a simple way. What is my experience with this thought? So I had a thought of aggressiveness towards any person outside. That is my experience. What is the knowledge in it? Do I really require aggressiveness? Answer is no. Can I have said this thing in a different way? Yes. Now I'm taking over the mind. I have to do every day in my life. Even any thought comes. Thought just passes into your head. Before the thought can create you a bitter, negative experience, you hold in the middle. You question it. You contemplate and reflect. Enter into the wisdom. Now, the more you do it, your mind will stop wandering. What is going to happen? Now you practice in meditation. Meditation will always be successful. And especially in the midlife, at your age, this integration, happiness and wisdom together, or emotion and the wisdom together, is more than anything required. We have to face the challenges from every side. Another challenge is going to come regarding the changes, aging body. The body may have through a lot of challenges. So we have to be very, it is good to be careful, it is good to be a seeker. Seekers say, oh, if I eat this, it will happen. I have been eating because my food is a candy to me. My food is not a need based desire. Can I change it? Can I modify it? It is required. Now, see the other side of it. Mind is seeking the candies. It means what? Mental dependence for my emotional regulation on a person outside, on a situation outside, on a cloth outside, on a food outside. That is what is happening. So I have to recognize that mental dependence. Mental dependence means attachment. Attachment can only be dissolved by wisdom. It cannot be dissolved by any practice. You do 1 hour of breathing practice, you feel very good for another hour. After the same attachment comes. The mental dependence does not go. You have a beautiful experience, but did not apply the wisdom, it will not go. But again, the attachment returns by offering one excuse or the other. We have to understand. I can see that in my life I had a sense of, you can use the word, a sense of total feeling aloof. I never wanted to talk to anyone for a couple of years, a couple of months and years. I have to balance that also. That can only be balanced by bringing the emotion in the right condition at the right place with the right people. The wisdom was too much. So you have to bring that balance. Otherwise, we have frustration. So we are doing it together. So that is not a problem. If you share those experiences, I'll take care of that. Because wisdom without happiness or emotion, without my experience, it becomes too much intellectual. We become too much detached. But then there is another danger. When you are too much intellectual and detached, you become a philosopher, not a seeker. That is another meaning, that you become more a theoretical, not a practical. So the emotions provide the energy and openness that allows the wisdom to grow. While the wisdom guides the emotion towards what truly matters, what is right. What is right. Many the students of my masters, they still have a blind belief that touching the feet will deliver them from the suffering. And they go to the monastery. That is good. First part is very good. They have to remember, they have to remind, but they still feel that I have to do nothing. I simply go there, touch the feet, and get the blessing, and everything will be done. Service of the Guru means you are applying what he says, and you discover that you are changing, you are rising in awareness. That is the ultimate respect, gratefulness to the Guru. That is what our masters are saying. But we stuck at the physical level with the blind belief and emotions, that is not going to work. That has not worked. In any case. So people in the modern world have understood at the surface level, they call it EQ or emotional quotient, but that is at a very surface level that we will talk. Uh, that we will talk later. So now you see that we have to apply the wisdom at your physical level. That is a right time to take care. Wisdom at the right. Dad, you're not eating, Now you have started eating very less. Yes, I yes, because body demands less. But if I continue with my impulsive nature, I will continue to have the same habit. And that will create a problem in the physical body. I told my son, I said, do you understand? So difference between you and me is more than about almost 30 years. So this is the older body, older machine, old car. You have to understand that. Oh, yes, yes. But I will encourage you to eat more. Yeah, well, do physical and do everything. So physical level is very good. And then we come to the mental level is the emotional level. Mind is emotion. That is how we understand. And then we have to come to the intellectual level. That is why the mind and the intellect. Otherwise, if there is a lopsided development, especially in the life of a seeker, it builds definitely the ego, the arrogant behavior, reaction, dryness, feeling of loneliness. No, there is no one in the world for me. So hence let me commit suicide. Many younger ones have committed the suicide. Emotion, again, I experience is one thing, I understand is another. So what I experience is too far from what I understand. It will definitely create a conflict, and that is the reason we are searching for candies. Now I'm linking this. That is only the reason my mind is wandering. Because that impulsive nature has to seek happiness from outside. The nature, the existence has trained the mind since the birth. I started crying because the mother did not give me the milk, breastfed me. So that instinctive and the impulsive nature was essential, was a helper. Now it is a barrier. But I associate that helper into my ego, so it becomes a part of my personality, behavior, and attitude. And then what happens? There is no mental growth, there is no mental maturity. And when there is no mental maturity, then there is no way we can reach and recognize and realize the ultimate goal. Ultimate goal, I told you, ultimate goal, obviously, we have twofold goal: the end of the suffering and awakening to peace and happiness. So I am searching happiness outside, peace outside, love outside, which is not there. It is not there outside. So there has to be a conflict. So there has to be a delusion. And why there is a delusion? It is the absence of wisdom. So you see how they both are related. How they both are related. So you have to contemplate and reflect again and again and again. You already know that I sleep on the bed down. Now at this age, it is little bit challenging to stand up when you have a bed which is 1.5 feet or 2 feet high. You can just put your feet down, and then it's very easy for the knees too. So I said, oh, can I take care of the knees now? Yes, do some physical, finished. Wisdom has to be applied. Two wings of the bird makes me a seeker. How fast we become a seeker. Now the seeker says in one of the Upanishad, the seeker says, goes to the master in a monastery. That's a beautiful way to present. So he says that, why you have come? So the seeker says, I have come to find my real self. But what do you know about the real self? Now I simply heard it. Now you see there are two parts. I simply heard it, and I recognized, I experienced in my life, I have been searching the candies. I have been greedy, I was suffering, and I recognized that when my greed is fulfilled, I enter into a momentary pleasure, and then that pleasure is gone. And on the way, I was going somewhere, and I overheard from any other master that there is a real self of the nature of peace and happiness. And then I searched, and I have come to you. Can you recognize the person himself has reached to the state of mental maturity? Now he has simply to learn the principles. That is why he approached the monastery. That is why he approached the master. So the Upanishad points out that, do you see what is happening in his mind? He has gone through all kinds of pleasure. He has repeated all kinds of pleasure. He has analyzed them. He has reached to a point where his mind shifted its attention, and he wants now to find out what is the real self. He does not have that knowledge. And the master says, yes, you take rest and start from tomorrow. So that shows my own mind and intellect will show whether I am a seeker or not, or what level of a seeker. We are a seeker, no doubt. But what is that level of a seeker we are? That will help me to progress on this path. Couple of things more. We should not be dictated by the achievement hangover. We have many hangovers. At this age, whatever we are doing and we have an expertise, we will continue doing this. Or if we find some other opportunity, but we should not have a crazy idea that, oh, let me achieve this. That is an attitude of a non seeker. I'm already doing it, I have an expertise. Throughout India, I made almost in my 20s and 30s, I talked to hundreds of universities in the prison, in the corporate sector, and one day I started contemplating and reflecting, and I said, one attitude is a sense of achievement. I left everything. I said, I'm not going to present anywhere. But then again, a transformation took place. Another guy invited me to a university. No, I said, okay, I will present for the sake of presentation. I will inspire them to become a seeker. First experience, first idea, first was their achievement. Achieve something, recognition. Second was a brief period. Third was natural casual. Now, even if say I present virtually, I said, okay, I will present virtually if you ask me. No, no, sir, so you speak for half an hour. I go, I'll speak for half an hour. Speak for 10 minutes, I'll speak for 10 minutes. Before that, no, you have to give me 1 hour. Achievement, sense of achievement. So these changes should come into our life in order to help ourselves into this journey. That is all for